my name is Tara. Welcome to the last of a series of 4 cooking videos that we did for Vegan Month of Food and Vegan Mainstream. So today we're going to talk about tofu scramble. We're not just going to talk about it, we're going to make it. So tofu scramble is a great recipe because it is a really easy and versatile way to cook tofu. Always comes out tasting delicious. So we are going to use the ingredients that I happen to have in my fridge, and you can do the same. So we've started with a non-stick pan. We've heated it on medium-high heat, and we're not going to add any oil to this recipe. It really doesn't need it, and whenever possible, you really should try not to get the added oils out of your diet because they're really just very high in fat and super high in calories, and often for no reason. So this recipe doesn't need it, so we're going to cook it without. So let's get started. We're going to add to this preheated pan some red and green peppers. So I've chopped up, I've used half red and half a green, and we'll add this right to the pan. Then I'm going to add some cherry tomatoes that I had, and I've halved them. So I'll add those in. And I'm also going to add some mushrooms. And I just took a handful of those and sliced them up. And last but not least, at this point, I'm going to add some green onions. So there's 3 green onions here, and I just diced them. And really, amounts don't matter for this recipe. Just little bits of things you have in the fridge is fine. So the great thing about these particular vegetables is they hold a lot of moisture. So the red and green peppers hold a lot of moisture. And the mushrooms, after they've cooked for a couple of minutes, start to release their own juices. So instead of cooking this in oil, you're actually cooking it in their own juices, which is great. Of course, the cherry tomatoes add liquid as well. So we'll let that get going and cook up a little bit. And once you've cooked it for a couple of minutes, then you can think about adding things like garlic. And garlic is really sticky and will stick to the bottom of your plate. So wait until the juices have started flowing and add the garlic in, and make sure you're constantly turning with your spatula. So I'm just going to give that a second before we add this in. Now you don't want to cook this too long because obviously the longer you cook food, the more it loses nutrients. So cooking it as little as possible is a good thing. So we're going to add this in now and set that bowl aside. Oh, you can see it's starting to cook up, and I'll give it a few more minutes here. Now the next thing we're going to add is our tofu. So you definitely want to buy extra firm tofu for this. I just bought 1 block of it. Definitely also buy the organic. Whenever you buy tofu, you want to buy organic, and that way you can be sure that it's not the genetically modified soy product. So organic extra firm tofu, and you can crumble it, which is what I've done here. Just take it with your fingers, it's kind of fun, and crumble it up, and it looks like this. Or if you prefer a neater tofu scramble, you can just dice it up. So whatever you prefer. I'm kind of messy, so I like the crumbled look. So I've crumbled my tofu up. You can just add it right to the pan. Now this will become quite sticky very quickly. So you want to have handy about a 1/4 cup of vegetable broth. And just add your vegetable broth in there, and that's going to stop everything from sticking to the bottom of the pan. And mix it all in. And now, really, it should just take about as long. It'll be finished once that liquid has evaporated. So mix it all up. My pan might be a little bit small for this job. And there you go, it's starting to look like this. Now, here comes the fun part, and spice it up. So use, again, your favorite spices. Try different things, try different combinations. I really like my tofu scramble to be a little bit on the warm side. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of curry, and I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Now the turmeric gives it this beautiful, rich yellow color. So I always add this to my tofu scramble with whatever other spices I've chosen for that day. And also a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. Now the crushed red pepper, again, if you want it warmer, add a little bit more. My kids prefer it not too spicy or not too warm, so I just add a little bit of that spice. So we'll put all those in, and then we'll mix it all up together. And this is also a really good time to add any vegetables that you just want really lightly steamed in here. So good choices for that are broccoli. So I've just taken some broccoli and diced them up, or not diced them, but cut them up into little small florets. And I'm going to throw those in. But if you had some fresh spinach, that is a beautiful thing to add to this, and this would be a great time to do it. If you have some zucchini, you could add it at this point as well. So any of those types of vegetables that really don't take very long, are really good crunchy, and like I said, just lightly steamed. So I'm going to ever so carefully, so I don't knock all this out of the pan, mix it all together. I'm going to show it to you in a second. It's turning a beautiful yellow color. And once you've mixed that all up and that all that liquid has evaporated, and that probably is going to take about 3 minutes, it'll be ready to eat. Actually, before we do that, let's add some nutritional yeast. So I use about a tablespoon of nutritional yeast and add it in. It's going to give it a really nice cheesy flavor, and nutritional yeast is really a great source of B vitamins. So did you know B vitamins help you with stress? Well, that's why I like it personally. I love pepper too, so I'm going to add that in. And I also like a little bit of salt, so I've got a ½ teaspoon of salt here. And I'm going to finish the recipe off with that. So I'll mix that all together, and I'm going to show you exactly what this is going to look like as soon as all of this is mixed and the liquid has evaporated. So there you go. That is what you're going to end up with. It's really, really delicious. Now, you can eat it just like this, out of the bowl. You can eat it with toast. I think my cameraman just slipped. You can eat it with toast. And you can also put it in a burrito. So take some hummus, spread that on the burrito, add some spinach or add some greens, put your tofu scramble on top, wrap it all up. That's a great way to make a breakfast wrap or a lunch wrap, whatever you want. I like it as a breakfast wrap. Anyway, a super healthy way to start your day.